Hey there, you guys. Welcome back. It is time for the backyard garden tour. It's a couple of days since I did the front yard garden tour. Yesterday it was a wee bit windy, so I thought I'd wait a day. And this morning we had a beautiful frost. It's May 26th, just as a reference point. Our last frost date is supposed to be May 24th, so I'm not very happy. I brought some stuff in the house, or into the garage, to protect it, the things that I could move. But some things were out farther and already in the ground. So I could have taken a blanket or something and covered them. I said, you know what? I'm trying to scale down my tropical things. So if they get hit by frost, well, I guess we're just going to have to deal with it. So it'll motivate me to get a tree or a shrub wherever I was planting that potentially damaged tropical. We'll see what happens. It's still too early to tell. It was being forecast to, wow, the sun is bright. It was being forecast to be 5 degrees Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. High 30s, low 40s, I'm not sure. But it actually went down to 3 degrees, which I guess is very close to freezing. So we got a frost. I could see it on all the rooftops. I don't know what got hit. Plants tend to resist it as much as they can, so it might have been light enough to not kill anything. We'll see. Anyway, let's get to it. Let's wander about and get this sun out of my eyes. Hope you enjoy. At the end, we'll go into the garage and I'll show you the planters that are going to be hanging on the fence posts, but they are all inside, so you won't see them in the tour. Anyway, let's get to it. I have to get to work, and yeah, let's make it quick. So let's do a pan around. Hopefully you're able to see stuff. Let's go over to this side first. This is a tree I was sitting in front of. This is the larch, the contorted larch, and it's doing beautifully. It's gotten so big. We'll get over there in just a second. The iris is about to start blooming, looking lovely. I divided out the Empress Wu hosta a little bit to give to a friend. And yeah, the Sum and Substance hostas looking amazing. It's huge. I don't know what I'm going to do. It looks like it's going to shelter out. I think this is a speedwell, and I love that plant. But I think that Sum and Substance is just going to annihilate it. So I'll have to figure something else out. Like I said in the front yard, this is going to be a year of moving things around and finding more permanent homes for things. It's the third or fourth year for the garden, so things are getting to be big enough. I missed showing you the flowers on the Cercis canadensis, the forest pansy redbud. But every time I try to take a photograph of it, it doesn't do it justice. Back in the back, among the hostas, we have some bleeding hearts. We'll get in there in just a second. The hostas, some of them I divided out. They're a little bit smaller this year. That big blue guy right there by my finger, I cut that in half, as well as the one right here, the Royal Standard. Cut that in half. So they were just getting to be absolutely massive last year. The Praying Hands right there was getting covered completely by the blue one. So, and then the Empress Wu is in the very, very back. I want it to get big, so I only took a small piece off. I didn't divide that out. We've got this Japanese maple. I can't remember. I think it's a full moon. And I took the germander that was over here and divided it out and put it on either side. It gives that beautiful illumination of the limey green. Over there we've got the banana. Hopefully you can see it. It's right in the corner. We'll get a little closer in a second. And this is all shady. You can barely see it. Hopefully it's coming in better than I can see. And then we've got the twisty baby black locust. It's one of my favorites. I can't believe that 2 years ago I had that in my car. It is massive. And then over here we have the honeysuckle vine that needs to get pruned again. I pruned it back really hard at the beginning of spring, and now it's starting to produce buds, so I'm not going to prune it until the flowers, the first flush is near done, and then I'll trim it back tight to the obelisk. And then this is a new plant here. This is a viburnum. You've seen it last fall is when I planted it. What was it called? Spice Baby. It's a Korean spice, and it was beautiful. The fragrance was absolutely phenomenal coming from it. Can't wait till it gets a little bit bigger, and it makes the backyard a little bit more fragrant. It was just lovely. Here is the painted daisy. It's coming into to bud. Looking forward to that. And this is the first year that this hydrangea has produced buds further up its stems. Usually it dies back to the ground level. I'm probably going to cut it back anyway because these other growths here are just very small and it doesn't look like they're going to do very much. I think I'd like to not see the spindliness of the sticks. Soon, hopefully, I'll be able to bring out the plumerias to plant in here, but we'll see. We've got up on here, I think this is called Bob Marley, the canna, and hopefully it didn't get burned too bad by frost. I think they're zone 8, so they can deal with a little bit of cool weather. That's why I didn't pull it in. There was so much to pull in. Again, here's the iris. Look at how beautiful they are. This is the batik, and I can't wait for it to open up. It's one of my favorites. The dark purple with the white splashes. And thank you for whoever, I can't remember who told me, but this is my boxwood microphylla japonica. I wanted to know the name of it, and we took cuttings of it last year, and it's one of my favorite. I love how loose it is. It's such a beautiful plant. We've got a primrose here in bloom. Oh, love the primrose. I'll need to move that. It's tucked in too close to the boxwoods now. I thought that this allium was dead. That's called summer drummer. It's supposed to have midsummer flowers that are really tall, about 6 feet tall. The Summit Sumstead hosta is just a massive beast. It's probably about 2 feet tall right now, I believe. It's quite massive. This little guy here, the bastard bomb, he's not a bastard. He's just finishing up flowering. I don't know why it's not doing so well. It might be because it's under the bird feeder. I might move it out of the way into a different spot. It never really did well in this spot. Actually, in the front, it started to decline as well. And these are the lilies, Montego Bay. Are they producing flower buds yet? No buds yet. They're still going to get a little taller, but they're looking pretty nice. Let's get over here. The monkey puzzle tree is looking beautiful. I gave it some fertilizer, some slow release fertilizer, scratched it into the soil. I am going to find a nicer pot for that this year. I'm not looking forward to repotting it because it's like little knives all over it. So it's worse than a cactus in my opinion. And then here we go. We've got the hostas here. There's a few flowers left on the red bud, as you can see here. So you didn't completely miss it. But I love the leaves coming in here. I did a little bit of selective pruning on this tree, taking the stuff that was hitting the shed, and I want it to grow over the shed, but I don't want the branches to go up underneath the roof line and break into the shed. We've got the little fountain in the bird bath, and it works well when the sun is out. And then we've got the what are they? Clematis here. I've got 3 varieties of clematis on this particular one. I need to figure out something to use as a line across here to let it string out and do its thing. Right now we're using some twine, some jute twine. I know that that's only going to last the season, so we'll figure something out. And there's going to be flowers all over the place. We got all kinds of buds. We got some nice little ones up here, and that is everywhere. It's so phenomenal. And then we've got some down here, right here, some really low to the ground. I think there's some a little further up, but these guys are bigger. Not sure what those are. And I think this hosta is called First Frost, appropriately. Hopefully that was the last frost that we had today. And then I think this one's Jimmy Crack Corn. I love the waviness of the leaves on this guy. Oh, it's so pretty. Sorry, I got the snuffles, allergies. This is a new one that I got. It was on sale, so I've always wanted one. It's a whipcord cedar, and I'm so excited to watch this one grow. It was cheaper than the standard version. I think a standard version would be a little bit better, because this guy is going to just kind of lay on the soil surface, but it's supposed to get, I think, 5x5 in time over many years. It's going to be slower growing, but I can't wait. We've already named it Bob for Sideshow Bob. I think it's Sideshow Bob that has the hair like that. I can't remember whether it was Mel or Bob. I think it's Bob. Correct me if I'm wrong. So here on either side of the Japanese maple, like I said, we got the germander, and then we have these New Guinea impatiens. It'll add some nice color. If we did get a frost, these are going to be toast. So they're looking okay now. Hopefully they didn't get toasted, but we'll find out soon enough, probably by the end of the day. These are easy enough to replace, whatever. I'm not going to bring a blanket out just for those. And then we've got some more clematis here. This is taking a little longer than I thought. I'm going to be late for work. Down below, I have the dill starting to grow from seed, as you can probably see here. And I'm going to move some of these onions, these millennium onions, or alliums, into the front, into the driveway garden. I just need some motivation to do so. And then, oh, look at, this is new. The Weigela, the variegated Weigela, is starting to bloom. I'm glad you guys were able to see some of this. This is the first time I've seen it this year, so very exciting. And then we got the rhubarb. Can't wait to make some strawberry rhubarb pie or something. And then we've got the Enset, the banana. We'll see. I wasn't too worried about this one because it was being stored dormant in the garage. So it had some cooler temperatures. It didn't have frost, but I think it's going to survive regardless. I'm going to be replacing this catmint this year. I bought a new one. Hopefully it's a smaller variety. This one gets to be about 4 feet across, and it gets that hollowness in the center. I have to prune it back like 3 or 4 times a year, back to this, and then it takes no time before it flops over again. So I'm trying a different variety. I love the catmint because it brings the native bees. And in front of the banana, I'm going to put some dahlias, some shorter dahlias. Looks like the leaves on the rose are a little bit curled up today. I wonder if that could have been from the frost. They weren't curled up the other day when I was here. It looks like there might be some little ice crystals on the leaves. So it is what it is. Oh, look at this one. This is a curly variety of, I think it's not millennium onion, but it is the same type. So it just has a curlier leaf. And we've got some campanulas that are in here. I need to figure out what I'm going to put in these bald spots. These bald spots aren't going to be here forever because I have this, what is this one? This is viburnum, double file viburnum. It's in bloom. It's looking so beautiful. This is the first season for it. I bought it last fall. Look at those flowers. I can't wait for this to get bigger. This particular plant is going to get about 8 to 12 feet tall. I believe 8 to 10 feet tall, this particular variety. So it's a big one, and I can't wait for it. And this mini rose is not so mini in front of it. I'll probably have to move this eventually, but this year it can stay. We'll see how the double file viburnum grows. And then we've got the boxwood and the sedum. This sedum I'm going to weed out quite a bit. It got to be quite the size last year. I'm going to edit my my sedum collection. I want to have things that are clumping, not necessarily running. So yeah. And then over here we have the beautiful Acanthus hungaricus. I love this plant. It looks a little chlorotic. Things look like that in the spring when the soil is so wet, and then it gets a little bit better as the soil dries down. And then we've got all kinds of strawberries. I'm so excited to eat some strawberries. Hopefully I get them before the mice or whatever else gets them. And this Japanese maple, it looks really good this year. It's getting some nice growth. I think I'm going to take this particular growth and attach it to a stick and train it to grow upwards a little bit, because I don't think otherwise it's going to get very tall. I think it's just going to be very mound forming. So I want to force it to have a leader going upright. I might actually pick 2 or 3 of them to train upwards. And then super excited about this one. This is a type of primrose, and there's the tag right there. I can't read that tag, but look at those. I've been trying to grow these over the years, and they never seem to come back over winter. This one was a red one, and I'll try to find a photo of it. I have one on my phone of what that looks like. So pretty. I thought they were both the same color because they were both so dark in bud, but oh, so pretty. And I'm so happy that they both survived, and hopefully they thrive in this particular spot. Now we've got something smells really, really nice right here. I don't know where it's coming from. Oh, you know what? I think it's the tree. The buds are starting to open. It smells beautiful, and that might be why my nose is starting to run. So we got this, I can't remember the name of this one. Let's call it Lucifer, but what is it? I want to say Chrysandra, but it's not Chrysandra. I'll put the name down below because I can't think of it at the moment. Anyway, let's get back to it. The phlox is looking so beautiful. The ground cover phlox, the moss phlox. It's my favorite time of year when this is open. And then just over here, we have the Sieboldi, the Sedum Sieboldi, that I took the reversion into the front and have a beautiful clump of blue-gray. This is the variegated one. Love it. So it's this that's probably smelling beautiful. Let's get around to the other side. I need to get out of here for work, but I need to pick up some gas on my way to work for my car. I'm almost empty and it's a long commute. So here are the blooms. This is the Twisty Baby or Twisted Baby. Is it Robinia? Anyway, it's a locust. But these are going to be absolutely fragrant as heck. Oh, they're going to be beautiful. They've already started. I can't see any that are open, but they've got the pea type flower. They're in the pea family. So very, very nice. Can't wait to see that. This weekend it's supposed to be warmer, so they'll probably start popping open. Also, all of my my Sarracenias are in bloom. These flowers are amazing. This is the catmint that's supposed to be replacing the other catmint, and I bought this on a whim. This is a raspberry. I wanted to grow it in a pot because I didn't want it to run all over the garden, but this is a variety, what's it called, raspberry shortcake, and it's supposed to stay small and I think 2 to 3 feet tall, mounded. So I'm hoping that it spreads out through this whole pot, and it's a nice little container. I can't wait for it to grow, and I can't wait to pick even just a few raspberries off of it each year. I think it was starting to flower. You can see some there. Hopefully it's a good one. It is thornless, which is even a bigger bonus. I didn't buy it because it was thornless. I would have, but it's something that I found out later on. So I think that's about it. I've got some cannas that are trying to grow here. I've got my all kinds of pots out here. Again, whatever survives, survives. I can't really deal. I wish that I brought this in, but it was too big to move into the garage. So fingers crossed that they all survive. I've got some rosemary up here. I've got some pineapple sage, some parsley, some lemongrass, some peppermint. I want to do some peppermint extract for my peppermint mochas. Fingers crossed that it works. And then over here we've got just some tropicals that were out here. I've got some dormant alocasias over here. We've got some agave, mangave, and then this is the bougainvillea that's coming out of dormancy. It can tolerate some cold temperatures, so I wasn't too worried about it. I just moved it close to the house. If it did get to 3 degrees only, it will have survived that. Anyway, let's get to the garage, and then I got to get to work. Okay, so now we're in the garage. Some of this stuff you've seen before, but some of it you haven't. Potentially, we've got the Kimberly ferns that aren't as frost tolerant, so I brought those in to make sure that they were safe. They're looking gorgeous. Those are going to go around by the hot tub in the back. Then we've got the baskets. If you follow well, you probably do because that's where you're watching this. The YouTube channel, I did a post on planting these, just photos of these guys. If you want to know the varieties of what I used, they're there in the post, and they're looking gorgeous. They're filling out amazing. I think I planted these 2 weeks ago. And then this guy here, looking a little worse for wear, the Streptocarpella. It's a Gesneriad. It's not frost tolerant. As you can see, it has a lot of cold damage. I think last night we had the frost for sure. The night before, it got pretty cold, and I think that there's some cold damage on the begonias. The flowers are looking a little limp. So if I need to replant that one, I will, but we'll see. And then we've got the pots here with the Red Star Cordyline and the ferns, as well as Lysimachia that's going to hang down. These guys I overwintered, with the exception of the Lysimachia. I overwintered these in the grow room in a tent, and they did well. And there's some cold damage now on the ferns. They're looking worse for wear, but hopefully they grow out of that very, very soon. At some point, we got to get warm. So anyway, that is the plants that are in the garage that are going to be pulled out later on after I get home from work. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this update. So stressful. I can't even put it into words. I just want to throw things. I don't even know. I feel so defeated. Next year I'll have less tropicals and I won't have as much of this to deal with, but I'm never going to get rid of all of my tropicals. Are you kidding? But I do have a lot, and it is a lot of work to pull in and out and to get the temperatures right. And I have so many that it doesn't make sense to wait until June to put everything out, because the season is so short, and it's always a game of Russian roulette. And I'm kind of tired of playing that game. So I will get a more manageable population of plants and probably enjoy them a little bit more. Anyway, until next time, you guys, happy growing. Hopefully you're not getting frosts as well. Anyway, if you are, let me know down below. How did you deal with it? Oh. Anyway, until next time, you guys.